Donald Trump's presidential campaign could have a lasting impact on his businesses. A recent survey by Travel Weekly found 61% of travel agents have not been recommending Trump-branded hotels and resorts as much since the billionaire began his run for president. CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg is at Trump's newest hotel in Washington, D.C. with the fallout from Trump's rhetoric. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. The building behind me is the newest property in the Trump travel portfolio, the Trump International Hotel here in Washington, D.C. It's right on Pennsylvania Avenue, housed in the historic post office. Blocks from the White House, blocks from the Capitol, but it may be the one property in the Trump business that may be the most vulnerable to consumers voting with their wallets.
We're building on Pennsylvania Avenue, the old post office.
Donald Trump made it clear from day one of his presidential bid that he'd be mixing business and politics.
We're just opening up on Pennsylvania Avenue, right next to the White House. So if I don't get there one way, I'm going to get to Pennsylvania Avenue another.
His new hotel in Washington, D.C. is just part of Trump's travel portfolio that includes several U.S. hotels, 17 golf clubs, a winery, and a hotel management and licensing business that exports the Trump name to exotic locations like Panama and Waikiki.
So you want to keep the exclusivity.
Mikel de Melancourt is the hotel's managing director.
You need media attention. I think I got enough media attention over the last 12 months. So it is fantastic for me.
When Mexico sends its people.
But some of Trump's comments throughout his campaign have also sent shockwaves through the hospitality industry.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
Alex Zozea, CEO of the travel company Apple Leisure Group, removed the Trump name and offerings for Trump properties from all his brochures and website.
One thing's for sure, the Trump brand, it used to be an asset, and now it's a liability.
And celebrity chefs Jose Andres and Jeffrey Zakarian pulled their restaurants from the D.C. hotel.
I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even know. And when you're a star, they let you do it.
Arnie Weissman, editor-in-chief of the industry publication Travel Weekly, says the leaked videotape of Trump making lewd comments about women in 2005 may be a tipping point for agents who book hotels.
Travel agents are overwhelmingly women. Travel decisions are made overwhelmingly by women. We surveyed our readership recently, and they said that 50% of their clients are proactively saying, don't put me in a Trump hotel.
Trump paints a different picture. During a June deposition for one of two lawsuits he filed in reaction to the chefs pulling out of his hotel, he was asked about the impact his presidential bid has had on his business.
I don't think it's had much. One example where it's actually been very positive is in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. The manager told me recently, he said, boy, it's the best, it is actually the best year we've ever had at Mar-a-Lago. And I was looking at the numbers. I said, what do you attribute this to? He said, the campaign.
Forbes editor Dan Alexander says revenues at Trump golf courses were all up in the last year. But in other areas, the response has been mixed.
Some of his partners in the Middle East, who he has licensing deals with, as you can imagine, are not very happy with some of his comments. On the flip side, we've talked to some of his partners in places like the Philippines, who say, hey, there's a lot more notoriety in Asia. That means that we can bring in more people, and so they're very excited about it.
All of this original, the marble, the woodwork, the molding.
The stakes are high at the hotel in Washington, D.C. The Trump family and their partners have poured a reported $200 million into renovating the old post office.
So this is a very special suite.
Into a 263-room luxury hotel. Trump's organization also has a nearly $200 million lease for the building with the U.S. government. It runs for 60 years. Of all the rumors that there are corporations or travel companies that are booking away from you guys now, have you seen that at all?
No, because the numbers have been a lot higher than what I've ever seen in other Trump hotels. It's always going back to business.
So what you're telling me now, at least in the hotel business, business trumps politics.
Business trumps politics.
Or maybe not. Industry insiders tell me that Trump won the bid from the government because he substantially overpaid for the deal, and competitors like Hilton and Marriott dropped out. In fact, Marriott told CBS that they actually crunched the numbers and determined that based on the Trump deal, they couldn't figure out if anybody could make a profit on this. CBS News did reach out to the Trump organization for comment. We received none. One final piece of irony here, I'm sure they didn't plan it, but right next to the Trump Hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue, the headquarters of the Internal Revenue Service. Nora?
All right, Peter. Really interesting to see what this will have an effect in terms of on his big businesses all around the world.
I remember when you first did that story way back when with Ivanka, when they were working on the hotel. It looks like it turned out beautifully, but I love the line, business trumps politics. We'll see. We'll see.
Trophy projects are always irresistible to Donald Trump. Mar-a-Lago being one.
Yeah. And this is certainly good real estate.